We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace. What's up, geeks, and welcome to the Geekcentric podcast. My name is Kevin, and in this episode, we take a look at the relatively unknown, seldom discussed developments surrounding the coronavirus and try to be there for you with a new round of Total Recast. But first, if you're joining us for the first time, this is a weekly show covering the world of film, television, gaming, toys, and collectibles, and all things geek-centric. Joining me on the show, to my right, we have Justin, the Corona Vesicular Virus Lawrence.
Wow.
And to my left, his right, we have Nate, the Nile Crocodilopox Virus Shelton.
Ooh, Gross. That's a skin disease for sure.
Sounds dry. Crocodile? Gosh.
And I'm just Kevin Herpes Hudson.
Oh, jeez. Did you tell Sarah yet?
Actually, that was her wedding gift to me. No, in all seriousness, for any of her family listening, I do apologize for that. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
That's why you married her.
We had no choice.
You had to at that point? Is that part of the law or whatever? Oh, man. Speaking of diseases.
But yeah, I hate to start with such a touchy sort of joke.
Don't touch your face.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. But, you know, we've got a lot to talk about in this. There's kind of something newsworthy happening around the world. Before we sort of really dive into that, why don't we keep things a little lighter and move into Whatcha?
Whatcha?
So, Justin, other than 24 hours of watching the news and reading the news and hearing about the news, what have you been doing as sort of a form of escapism?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, you know, it's everywhere. It's, you know, it's on your social feed. It's in your Twitter. To remove myself from it and to kind of enjoy some content, I finished the last episode of The Outsiders, which was I'm interested to see if they can do a season 2 with it.
Meh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was.
You
just
were
kind
all
of
gung ho at the beginning.
Yeah, I think the lead up was a lot better than the ending.
Like the second last episode to the last episode?
Yeah, it's almost like True Detective.
Yeah.
Like True Detective, I did enjoy it. I think they could have gone a little bit bolder, maybe, but.
Do you think but with this one, you think maybe they could have gone a bit bolder?
Yeah, I think they could have. I think they left some things lingering. That did you watch it? You watched it, right?
I watched it. I didn't catch anything lingering though. Like
did you see the end credit scene though?
There's an end credit scene.
Yeah, you didn't see it. Okay. So yeah, the end credit scene is.
Hold on. I'm gonna go watch it.
The end credit scene really does kind of leave you with the impression that the case that they are currently working on could make a resurgence, if you will. Again, it's hard to talk about without giving away spoilers because it is a pretty twisty turvy.
Now, this isn't a spoiler, but do you think? Cause I promise you, this is not a spoiler. Do you think they go with a whole new cast?
No, I don't think they need to.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do they switch out, or do you think we get Cynthia Erivo?
Yeah, her character
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo was incredible
in
it. I actually really enjoyed her character. She's quirky. She's kind of obsessive compulsive. She has a way to her thinking that she kind of processes everything. So she's definitely an interesting factor, and she definitely needs that. Ben Mendelsohn cop to kind of like, you know, the believer. It's very X-Files vibe. Like that's did you ever watch X-Files, Kev?
Not really. It was sci-fi horror style as when I was a kid, especially. No, thank you.
I liked X-Files. So this I think had that, but it felt almost closer to like a True Detective kind of tone.
Well, but speaking to that, True Detective was very much an anthology series, right? Where it was a new cast. It would almost need, if instead of being a case of the week, it was almost a case of the season.
Sure.
So you followed the same, and maybe there could be some connecting strings between those cases leading to something bigger even. Who knows? That'd be kind of, I mean, again, I don't know much about it.
I think that's where they could go with it, but I don't know. But I'm still intrigued.
Will you watch season 2?
I'll watch season 2.
Did they announce a season? Did they need a season 2?
They don't actually. They don't need a season 2.
I could see it. I could see it just being a thing.
They haven't announced it. There's a lot
like Watchmen.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Well, Watchmen was more because of they're not doing a season 2 because your boy isn't coming back.
Damon Lindelof.
Yeah, he's bye-bye.
Oh,
yeah?
he's
done with it.
because if he's not lost, is he?
No, yeah, I sounds like it.
But when you make, like, you know, two of the best shows in the entire world.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, you dropped the mic. And,
Watchmen was probably the best show of last year, though.
Yeah,
It was really good.
I have heard that from a lot of
oh,
people.
Kev, you got to get on it.
Other than that, I did check out also Ford versus Ferrari, Kev.
Hey, there we go.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Best movie of the year.
No, well, I wouldn't say that.
Better than Parasite.
No, I think it was enjoyable though, and the acting was really good. And you had that quintessential story of their sort of discovery and learning leading to the success of what they would achieve, right? In the movie, beating Ferrari and having the top
They
car.
tried to find glory on the racetrack, but in the end, they found friendship
Aw.
and a bit more about themselves.
It does.
you
It
know?
does really.
I really like that movie.
Yeah, and
loved it.
I
Oh
like.
my
I like
gosh.
the friendship between them and the collaboration. How.
The fizzy pop.
Yeah, the fizzy pop scene was hilarious when they're fighting on the
the
when they're
wrestling
on the
match,
lawn.
yeah.
It was so good. All outstanding acting, really great editing. It was very fantastic. Like just how it moved from the shots inside the car to shots outside. When it's swerving around the corners of the thing and going through the smoke when there's the accidents and stuff like that. Like it was very well choreographed.
So I'll give you that for editing, but I also think editing has to do with the pacing or time of a movie, and I did find that was my one complaint is that it was too long.
I think when I watched it, I kind of saw it running on. But I don't know if I felt it as much as maybe you did. I didn't.
Isn't it almost 3 hours?
No, it's 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And I was actually surprised at the end of it. I was like, that was 2.5 hours. I couldn't
Really?
believe
So
it.
it flew by for you?
Yeah,
eh? Okay.
it sort of did. There were some parts that did linger a little too long.
I think maybe I was trying to catch up and watch as much as I could before the Oscars, and so maybe I was like, "Let's go, get this over with. Let's go. I got other things." So maybe that was
You put a timetable
and
on
I
it,
don't
yeah.
even realize that's
could
what
be
it
it.
was. So maybe
I think I watched that movie and then I immediately went to go see Little Women right after.
I would have done it the other way.
Yeah.
that would have felt like a harsh slowdown.
in perspective, I should have done it the other way. But
What you didn't think about that going in?
they weren't playing Little
I think
Women
Little Women
earlier.
might even be more exciting than a movie about F1 racing.
Yeah. So that's what I've been watching. Nate, what have you been watching?
What I've been doing? I watched.
We are never going to figure out how to naturally say that.
That's the best part.
What you been up to, Nate?
I have been watching, of course, The Outsider finished the season. I also finished season 2 of Kidding, which is I can't talk highly enough about this show.
Wasn't it season 3?
No, season 2. It's honestly, it's such a lovely story of love and change and family in such a real way. And I find season 2 gets so much more, a little bit more dramatic than season 1, like in terms of the laughs and what have you. And they make some bold decisions in terms of like an entire episode. Like this isn't really a spoiler, but like for instance, an entire episode, you are literally watching an episode of Pickle Pals or whatever the show is called. Like you're watching just an episode of that.
Really?
But the way that it's so good, the way that it's edited and cuts back
Do you
to what
kind of go
happens
behind
further.
the scenes and stuff as
Yep.
it's happening?
And then you also watching it gives you so much more context for what you see in the next couple episodes.
Wow.
So it's really cool the way that they do it, and it's giving me so many feels. I love it.
See, I don't
You have to
consider that
watch
a
it.
spoiler. I know some people would. For me, that
Sure.
just makes me look forward to that episode when I do go and watch season 2.
I had a buddy of mine, shout out to Mike. He said it was a little bit, he didn't really enjoy it, but you know what? Again, just stick with it and you'll find it a bit odd and misplaced.
But it
then
pays
when
off.
it pays off in the end. I've also been watching, or I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
Jumped back into it after a
my
long
goodness.
hiatus.
Back on the horse, eh?
Back
Back
on
in the
horse.
saddle.
You know what's so funny though? I forgot how the controls work. So I'm standing there and I just like shot my gun like past my horse. I think I hit a guy in like the leg and he's like, "Hey!" And then I had like the whole town like chasing me. And I was like, I was doing so good. And now I've got like a huge bounty on my head, all because I didn't know how the controls worked. So that's how it comes, when you get back into a game. But it's such a long game. I think I'm on chapter 6 and there's like 2 more epilogues after chapter 6. I just want to get it done, but like because I want to experience the story, but people are telling me just watch it online. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
You know?
It'd probably be a lot quicker.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're, because once that map gets to a certain size, and you're
Yeah.
like, really, you're gonna make me go from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom for one mission?
Well, isn't you said Darcy is?
I know my brother Darcy was trying to not only he finished the story,
Sure.
but he was trying for that 100% completion.
Don't do it.
I mean, that's where I find I get myself into trouble, or at least did when I was playing.
Yeah.
Is that I'd be like, okay, I don't want to rush through the story. Why
Yeah.
don't I go hunt a legendary crocodile or something? And there's no point in doing it. But he wants 100%. He's talking all 30 kinds of fish, all 20 legendary animals, all 100 kinds of plants.
It's also insane to.
Has anybody actually done it?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone. I don't know. Reach out to us if you have. We are geekcentric@gmail.com. But honestly, the amount of VO in that game is insane. It's insane to think I can walk somewhere. I haven't heard the same VO.
No.
Once.
No. Nobody's ever just said the same thing.
Hours and I've not heard the same thing said. It's unbelievable. Anyways, I'm as much as it sounds like I just want to get through it, I'm really enjoying it. But I do, because I'm
want to get through it.
I do want to get through it because I want to do another playthrough of The Last of Us.
How many? What's that in terms of hours? Last of Us.
The Last of Us? Oh,
That's a long one.
I think it's 9 hours. I don't think it's too bad.
That's pretty quick.
It's doable. 9 or 10 if you stick to just
That's a day,
straight
man.
through it. Yeah, you can.
I mean, if you have a lazy Saturday, sure, that's a day.
But yeah, so I want to get through that just because I want to get ready for May with Last of Us Part 2. Animal Crossing is coming up.
You keep saying I'm gonna like it.
You're gonna like it, dude. Jump on the train with me. Trade some fruits and get some fossils. It's honestly, you will like it for the charm. You'll show up for the game of it, but you'll fall in love with it for its Nintendo charm.
When you were describing it, it doesn't sound like there is much of a game.
It's honestly, that's kind of the nice part though, is that it's it's not stressful. It's not high octane. It's just chill out and trust me, it's one of those games you have to try to fall in love with. Not try to fall in love with, but you have to try it out and then you'll fall in love with it.
I don't want anything where it takes effort for me to like it.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then other than that, a game on Game Pass just came out called Ori and the Will of the Wisps, sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. Both those games are on Game Pass. It's a Metroidvania, beautiful art style. Try it out. It's awesome. I think you'll really like. Do you have an Xbox?
I don't. I'm a PlayStation. I mean, I hadn't had a console for years.
Yeah.
Then I got a Switch.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I need a big boy system. And so I finally got a PlayStation. I want PlayStation.
Sure.
I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but I wanted Spider-Man.
The way that it's looking right now.
And I loved Spider-Man. It was worth it. For the number of games I play,
Yeah.
one a year maybe, getting Spider-Man was the right call.
For the majority of the generation, I would say you're absolutely correct in choosing PS4. Honestly, though, Xbox in the last year or so have been making so many decisions for the gamers of things like Play Anywhere, their streaming service, their cloud streaming service. That's all going to be built into Game Pass, which has some of the latest and greatest games from all the first parties on Game Pass. They've just been doing all these things, and then they just recently announced that they're going to make it so that we've been talking about Cyberpunk 2077 coming up, being stoked for that. Now, apparently, it's been announced that if you buy the Xbox One version of Cyberpunk, you'll have the Xbox Series X version, the next generation version, automatically. So it's one of these things that they're going to start doing with more and more of these games. PlayStation, Sony will have to follow suit, but anyways, I know we're not a dedicated gaming podcast.
No, that's
that was all a bunch of mumbo jumbo on my end.
No, I think that's cool because the gaming consoles and the gaming experience is slowly changing, right?
Yeah.
So I think something like what Nintendo's done with the Switch and the experience of being able to go handheld and portable with it and go anywhere and then bring it home and dock it and play it at Nintendo's always at the forefront in terms of reinventing the gaming experience, whereas in my opinion, Xbox and PlayStation or Sony, they're very they're always processing beefs and graphic beefs. They're just trying to match the the quota of what people want. They're not really enhancing the experience. So it's refreshing to hear that at least Microsoft is trying to still adhere to, or at least appease the fans.
Yeah.
Sony should definitely be doing.
I think they're going to have to.
Yeah,
they're
going to have to if they want to stay relevant, because I think they think that they're top gaming, and sure they might be in terms of what they have on their platform, but I think there's a lot of gamers out there, because I'm not a huge gamer, but I like to game here and there. I'm definitely wanting to start Last of Us again. I think that's just the right time, especially if we go into hibernation.
It might be a little bit too close to home with what we're about to talk about, but Kevin, just so I can explain it, it's kind of like the whole Xbox working like on the next generation. It's kind of like your favorite game with the wheel and the stick, and you hit the wheel. It's kind of like that. If
it's called paddleball.
If they gave you a new stick and it worked with the old wheel,
backwards compatibility.
There you go.
I know what
you're getting it. You're getting it.
No, and that's where PlayStation. that's my one beef with PlayStation.
Yes.
Is I went to go play, because I hate the new Battlefront.
Yeah.
It takes way too long to load between levels. Oh, let me wait 15 minutes between maps, especially when I'm dying every 8 seconds.
So you just want to play classic Battlefront.
I want to play classic, and I was so mad when I was like, where is it? I Google, you can't do it. I was like, what?
The coolest thing is the next Xbox is going to have 100% backwards compatibility back to the original Xbox.
That's pretty cool.
So like now
Isn't
it's
PlayStation
even
too?
PlayStation, they've said they're going to do that as well, right? So it even got to the point now where I've been in a few retro game shops. I've been shopping for Game Boy games, and I was looking at like Xbox games and PS2 games I haven't looked at in forever, thinking like, maybe I will pick those up, because hopefully if these consoles ever actually get manufactured, we'll get to that. But maybe we should maybe talk a little bit about that too.
Well, I think that's one of a litany of ramifications that are going to be coming out of the news spreading, the devastation spreading around the world. But again, before we get too heavy, I will. I actually do have a watch.
You watched something?
I watched something.
But Kevin, the hockey games aren't even happening.
Oh, you're going to
anymore.
bring that up, are you? I said we aren't getting too heavy and dour yet.
Okay, sorry. So what you've been distracting yourself with?
Actually, so I've been continuing on with Avenue 5, caught up to date. I think we're on episode 9 now, maybe 8. So we're almost done the first season.
And you're loving it.
I love it.
Yeah?
I do love it. I mean, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it's the greatest show or it's the best show on television.
Sorry.
I don't watch enough.
Out on a limb. Sorry. Just with the last thing. No spoiler.
I see.
You're
Okay.
getting it. If you've watched it, you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was totally intentional. I'm a genius. Again, I don't watch enough to be able to say that it's the best show on television.
Sure.
I don't even have to watch enough to know it's not.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. It's got this weird, sick sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's almost the kind of horror that I can handle, where like there are these horrible things happening. People are like having mental breakdowns. They're actually dying in horrific ways.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of chuckling.
Yeah.
I'm going, oh, in a fun way. So I like it. I love Zach Woods.
Yeah.
I loved him on The Office. Loved him on
He's
Silicon
insane
Valley.
in this.
And this is just him on like cocaine. Like it's him on steroids. Just
I
want to
see him doing drugs in the show for sure.
Right.
Definitely.
You
know he is.
Right?
Yeah.
So I love that part of it. I love Hugh Laurie and his fun sort of, manic character,
And he's like, it's cool how the show kind of is taking things that are sort of, you can sort of see the world getting into, like the fact that he's married to like a man and a woman, like he's in a, what do they call it?
A throuple.
A throuple.
Yeah. Well, he's actually getting a double divorce right now.
Yeah.
Or he's being double divorced.
Yeah. So among all the other things that are happening in that show.
Because we never really find out how far in the future it's set.
Yeah.
But it's not so far that they aren't referencing things from the 20th century.
There's that Tobey Maguire joke that they said. Yeah.
That was weird because he just passed on the show.
Yeah.
So now maybe it was because he's 250 years old because of medicine or something. But, but they referenced, in the colorful clouds surrounding the ship, there's a reference to a 20th century figure.
Yeah.
So it's not so far removed
Yeah.
that, it's 500 years in the future, I don't think. But
Yeah.
no, so I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Cool.
But also, I discovered a new show. I'd never heard of it. Flipping through the channels the other day, and I saw High Fidelity. That's a movie. It's a TV show. I was like, a show?
Mm-hmm.
It's based on a movie from 1999 starring John Cusack and Jack Black. It was actually the first time I can really remember going, who's that guy? I like him. He's awesome. It was 4 years before he did School of Rock, and I think that's where he really broke into the mainstream. And essentially, the movie and the show is about a character named Rob, In the show, the character is actually female, played by Zoe Kravitz. I can't tell you any of the other actors' names because they're all really new, relatively unknown.
Yeah.
But essentially, the character of Rob is a record shop owner with a beef against basically everything in the world. And they spend their life making top 5 lists, be it regarding music, top 5 band to reinvent themselves, top 5 country song by a rap artist, whatever it is, or top 5 life moments, top 5 breakups, top 5 relationships, whatever it is. And it's just an interesting dynamic between the music that shapes his or her life, and their sort of going through life and using music as a coping mechanism or as a way of expression. So if you're a music fan, I think you could really relate to it in that sense. But I love the secondary cast. I find them all fun and quirky, especially Jake Lacey. You'd know him as Plop from The Office or as the bad guy from Rampage.
Oh, cool.
And just as a huge fan of the movie, I find it neat that they kind of take a joke or a moment from the movie and put one of those in each episode. And so it's almost fun finding those. Yes. And
if you're a fan of the movie, then you really
you go,
it.
I remember when that happens. Yeah. Oh, I remember when this happens. And you're almost like waiting for certain things to happen, and they didn't all happen. So it's like, ooh. So again, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. The main character is just, if you've seen the movie, you know Rob's a dick, and this is no different. She's a real just dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Throughout the whole season?
She sort of works towards redemption towards the end, and you can sort of see maybe the next season will be about the opposite. You know, she's sort of moving the opposite direction with her life, and I think she could become a really cool character.
Yeah.
To sort of have her traits, but not be just so dour and miserable in life would be interesting. So hopefully the events of this season lead it towards that. But again, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. But we'll definitely be watching a season 2.
Cool.
And I think I watched it on demand on my Bell. I think it might be Crave
or Hulu?
But I know
Maybe.
I know it originated on Hulu.
Okay.
And it plays on Stars.
Just look it up.
On cable.
You'll find it
High
somewhere.
Fidelity? High
Yes. Fidelity.
Well, I think we've had enough fun on the show. I think we might have to move into the news. And again, I will forewarn everyone, yes, you're hearing it everywhere. We're talking about it everywhere. We're going to focus on the entertainment side of things because that's what we do, leaving politics out of it. And I do want to just preface everything that we're talking about. We know the severity of things. We know this is life and death. There's so much more important ramifications and consequences going on with regards to COVID-19, the coronavirus. This is life and death for hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and it might only get worse. But we realize that what we're talking about is really meaningless in the grand scheme of things, but being an entertainment show, it is relatively newsworthy and worth discussing and kind of insane. So let's jump into the news and see what's going on.
It's all about the details.
All right, our first piece of news comes from Dirk Libby at Cinema Blend. Disneyland is closing its doors for just the 4th time in their history in response to the growing concerns over the COVID-19 pandemic. The other times Disneyland closed were on the morning of the JFK assassination in 1963, following the Northridge earthquake in 1994, and after the September 11th attacks in 2001. What makes this even more monumental is that while those closures didn't last longer than a day or two, Disney plans to close their gates beginning this Sunday, March 15th, lasting until at least the beginning of April.
Really?
When Disney closing is kind of the marker, that's the signal, you know what I mean? That's the real indicator that things are going to be a little different for the next little while.
Well, this is the 4th time in history, you said?
Right?
Jeez.
It's not quite indefinitely.
Right.
But it's not like they said, and we're open back on April 1st.
Yes.
It's hopefully the beginning of April. But
who knows?
This could be weeks. This could be months.
Yeah.
Who knows how long this really will take to sort of get under control.
Well, I know a lot of it has to stem from the fact that in East Asia, like in China and in other, like South Korea, they have done heavy quarantine, like closed off large group area group gathering areas, parks, and things like that to hopefully contain the spread of this virus. So it makes sense. The U.S. and with the sports also going down, as you mentioned, hockey, basketball. Disneyland is a park where there's a lot of people. Like they get probably
100,000 in Magic Kingdom on a good day. I think it is something like that.
Well, and just in Magic Kingdom.
Well, we were just there, right? For your wedding.
Yeah, and to that point too, like weddings, like people who had planned their weddings,
Oh yeah, I do feel bad for the brides and grooms who, who had weddings over the next 2 weeks, and
I wonder what they're going to do.
I wonder. I mean,
funds.
because I think they're going to go full shutdown, right? Hotels, everything. I think it's
it
just
makes sense. It
really
does.
does.
Sense, yeah.
It really does. You look just last week.
Yeah.
This people are blowing this out of perspective. People are making this a bigger deal than it has to be. People are this is pretty serious. Yeah. And instead of letting things get to a situation like in Italy, like in China in a lot of ways, we're being precautionary.
Right.
It's precautionary versus reactionary.
Yeah.
And trying to nip this thing in the bud before it gets out of hand. In response to 2 players in the NBA contracting the virus, and therefore the NBA postponing its season or stopping it, suspending their season, the NHL, before getting an actual case from one of their players, coaches, anything, it was, okay, let's just shut this down, get home, stay away from it, stay away from the crowds, and let's sort of...
Yeah. I think right now, like, we're kind of in a spot where... Thankfully, the ramifications from a health perspective have not reached what I think are as dire as all of the ramifications that come around quarantining and social distancing of, what is this doing for businesses? Like, we're talking about Disney. Obviously, they'll be fine. Hopefully they don't. They could shut down for 3 years. They would be fine. Yeah. A decade, they probably would be okay, right? But it comes down to, all the people that are at the parks, like all the people that work at the parks, the janitorial staff, the people that are, not necessarily, necessarily making a ton of income. Like, how does that work? Are they getting, they're
going to
get
paid? They would get paid.
They get
Disney's
paid?
a good enough company that they would make sure.
Are they a good enough company?
Well, I'm sure they would probably at least do it at least like 60% or think, because people.
I mean, because I know the people. I know the people who work, say, at the concession stand at the Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto.
Yeah,
they won't get paid.
Well, my dad
with no games.
Really?
Yeah, right.
He works at the Rogers Center and at the what's the new one, Scotiabank Center, and they've obviously close the door. He's not getting paid, but he's part-time staff, I guess.
But like,
maybe.
that's people's livelihoods.
People.
Yeah.
Or even, and you have to imagine what this is doing for like the surrounding area, right? Like the amount of business that is driven just because Disney World is there, or Disneyland in Anaheim,
the hotels
is there. Both of them are
Uber
shut
drivers,
down,
right? Disneyland closed first. About 4 or 5 hours later, Disney World in Florida closed. Disneyland Paris closed, I believe, the same day.
Yeah.
But
Shanghai was January.
Yeah, they've been closed for a while.
Tokyo was in Feb, yeah. So now they're all closed. All of the parks are
it makes
closed.
sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
If we're not supposed to be getting together in groups of 500 or larger,
sure,
100,000 is certainly,
for sure. And I think the only, even though it's the right decision to do, I think it's just kind of feeding into people's fears right now. Like when we see a big park like this and. You see big businesses like this.
COVID is stealing your childhood.
But it's just that's kind of the other indirect sort of thing. Even though it is for good circumstances, it's people are just now going so far. It's like, oh my God, like the world's shutting down. It's like, no, it's not shutting down. It's just taking a little bit.
I mean, yes, you have idiots who respond to this kind of news and go, "I need to go buy 18,000 packs of toilet paper." No, you dumbass.
How many Mickey ice cream sandwiches did you think they stocked up on in the parks, right? But try explaining this to little kids. Right? Like, that's sad, right?
Yeah,
like, that sucks.
Tough. Again, as adults, we understand.
Yeah.
Far more important things going on in the world
Absolutely.
Regarding this than a day at Disney.
But you have a kid that's like, this is all he's been dreaming about for a year, and now little Timmy or Jane, whatever their names are not going to get a chance to go to this magical place. It's one of those things where, like, they can't comprehend.
No.
You know what I mean? They can't comprehend the severity of what's going on.
Yeah, depending on their age, I think it's either very difficult to have to explain something like this, or it's a great opportunity to kind of enlighten your kid about these sort of like
The
new
importance of
conditionings
things.
I'm not
yeah,
jealous of any parent that has to do that, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's definitely, the world has changed seemingly overnight. And again, people are looking at the statistics we have now saying, well, there's only this many deaths and this many infected. Well, now.
Yeah.
Look at how fast those numbers doubled, tripled, whatever.
Yeah.
Think about where it could be in a week.
So-
and think about where it could be in a week if we don't take these measures.
Sure, and that's the big thing. We don't want to hype up the idea of like, you should be scared. No. You shouldn't be scared. You should be smart.
Like I
And safe.
look at it this way,
And stay away.
I look at it this way. They really they did a cool thing. I mean, cool. They did this thing on SportsCenter where the player Rudy Gallup, I believe his name is, for the Utah Jazz, he indirectly would have been in touch or in contact by the teams he played and the teams they played. Within 7 days, all 30 teams have come in contact now, potentially with the coronavirus, just through one player.
Yeah.
And that's not talking about the media that he talked to for the 5 days that he might have had it. And I mean, I don't know if you know it too. He was licking microphones and stuff, joking about it before he knew he had it.
Really?
Yeah. He's
gosh.
since apologized. He,
Sure, but what, like a karma? That's such a karma situation.
Kind of,
Jeez.
right? But, he tussled with a player on our own Toronto Raptors. So now that whole team is, but so again, that one player having it, all 30 NBA teams indirectly have come into contact with somebody who's come into contact with somebody who's come into contact,
So it's almost a guarantee then for a Disney situation.
But so now you understand, now you gotta, like, when you look at it that way, you gotta really understand why you might look back. It'll be better to look back and go, wow, we really overreacted, than to be in a position like Italy going, we did not react quick enough.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly it. Like when you look at the numbers in comparisons, like the U.S. numbers are not in any way that large in comparison to Italy. Italy does have a larger population of older people that live there, like true Italians, and that's who. Yeah, like those like honestly, it's crazy. That's why.
And in such small
numbers.
quarters.
Yep, and that's why their numbers are so high. Yeah. And again, not taking enough preventative measures to address that situation and thinking that it would just blow by, because the reality is that I'm not really concerned about. I think if I were to get it, or if someone I know, if I were to get it, then I think I might be able to recover from it. I'm worried about if I give it to, like, let's say my mom, or my wife's mother, or her grandmother, that are older, yes, and that's more of the concern. Like, I don't want to infect anyone else.
Well, you even have a little guy in your life,
exactly.
You know what I mean,
yeah.
who doesn't necessarily have the respiratory or autoimmune disorders or deficiencies that are strongly affected, but you never know.
You never know, exactly.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
So
and there will be an instance of a healthy 30-year-old person succumbing, and
then that's when things start to get like real, because like that's the other thing too. It's that everyone's kind of like, it's more serious, and younger people in their 30s and in their 20s are
but again, now we're doing the media fear-mongering sort of thing. So without getting too political,
sure,
I think Disney sort of closing their doors is almost because of how infrequently it's happened in their 50 plus 60 years, whatever. They're almost 60 for Disney World, Disneyland. It's almost symbolic of just how society for a little while is closing its doors, or we should consider it, and just sort of let's try and get this thing under control.
Well, you know what? Out of all the things that I've seen where humanity it's felt like it's disappointed me, this is like, you can look at this cup half empty, cup half full, and in this situation, honestly, not seeing as many people in and around like malls has made me feel better about humanity, in the sense of like, yes, we see the stupid people that are running out and buying all the toilet paper.
Have you been to a grocery store in the last 3 days?
I get that, but seeing such less traffic in malls and movie theaters and stuff actually makes me feel like, I don't know, at least around our area, that people are being smart about it, which is good, a good thing.
And that's all you can do.
Yeah,
or they're living in fear.
Hashtag wash your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
But we kind of looked at it on a global scale. If we
Yes.
want to just sort of focus in really in our bread box, really in, what we really spend our lives thinking about, talking about, that sort of thing. Let's move on next to the impact of the coronavirus as it affects Hollywood. On a massive, growing scale. Our story comes from Jacob Stolworthy at The Independent, who provides the most up-to-date list that I could find, at least, regarding delays as of 11 a.m. on March the 12th. March the 13th?
March the 13th.
Is it Friday the 13th?
It's Friday
Oh, my
the
God.
13th.
Wow. How have I not seen some stupid tweet correlating the two?
I saw a meme today on Facebook that's like Jason from whatever Jason series. Is that what it's
Friday
called?
the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Oh, there we go. You can tell I've
Good
not watched
Lord.
these movies.
Where's Freddy Krueger from?
From Freddy versus Jason.
Holy fuck,
anyways,
he's not wrong. Damn it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I saw a meme where it's him, and he's he's crying or something because it's like when you're not the scariest thing on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's cute. I don't mind the jokes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's,
It's
being
okay to
disrespectful.
Yes, it's okay
No,
to.
teenagers.
If
though,
I hear
say-
one more bloody, I'm going to go drink Corona tonight joke, though,
jeez.
shut up.
I know.
Get original.
and teenagers making it's the boomer killer joke.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that one, I hadn't heard that one.
Calling it the boomer remover.
The boomer remover.
That's a little insensitive.
That's a bit
That's a
much.
little
That's a
insensitive.
millennial who's just like,
Yeah, go back to your TikTok, all right? Get your vape on.
Okay, but so again, as of 11 a.m. on March 13th, this was the most comprehensive list I could find regarding movies that have pushed back their release dates or productions that have halted altogether. Again, as we discussed last week, No Time to Die was the first movie to push back its release date as a result of fears of the impact of COVID-19 on the global box office, specifically China. At the time, I remember when we discussed it, it was, is this really necessary? Are they being too precautionary? Is this short-sighted? What if it just goes away? This isn't a big deal. And then the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. And as a result, many studios are now following suit. The films moving the release date over the last few days include Fast 9, which pushed its release date back 11 months.
What?
From May 2020 to April 2021.
I didn't hear about that. That's insane.
Disney, this was one we had said last week even, like, what are they going to do about Mulan?
Yeah,
if they're
makes
afraid
sense.
of $90 million with Bond, what about $200 million for the China box office? So Mulan, also New Mutants.
What?
That movie's doomed. They're going to be old mutants by the time this movie
Just
finally
put it
comes
on
out.
Disney.
Well, actually,
Plus.
that's the funny thing. They wanted to go back and do reshoots, but the cast was too old, so they couldn't do it.
Old mutants.
Oh, okay. Can I? Okay.
Sorry, finish.
No. Really quickly,
Yeah.
so I don't forget later. Listen to this. The New Mutant releases. Originally, it was scheduled for April 13th, 2018. Then August 2nd, 2018. Then February 22nd, 2019. Then April 3rd, 2020. Now it is TBD 2020. This movie is looking at, like, probably, if it doesn't come out till 2021, that'll be 3 years
Yeah.
of pushing.
Somehow they've gone backward. They're using flip phones or something
Yeah, right.
in the movie, right?
In addition to New Mutants, Disney also pushed back the release of their horror film Antlers, the most un-Disney film
That's a Disney
ever.
movie?
They acquired it from Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. John Krasinski announced, I believe this morning or late last night, he'd be delaying A Quiet Place 2. Even smaller films like The Lovebirds and The Truth have been postponed. The outbreak has also halted filming on such movies as Mission Impossible 7, which was filming in Italy right at the time that the crisis went crazy. Haven't heard anything about Tom Cruise.
No.
Probably saved by Scientology. The outbreak has also reached the production of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley biopic. With it, it brought the news that our beloved Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson have contracted the virus.
Wilson.
And I think that was kind of our first name
Yeah.
to get to be,
Yeah, it's the first celebrity to go on the record, other than obviously the basketball player.
right.
from
But I
the-
mean,
yeah.
who's
The
he?
basketball player.
Right?
Yeah.
No, even I'm like, Rudy
Right.
who?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
This is Tom Hanks. He's maybe top 5 most iconic, recognizable actors of all time.
I saw someone post if COVID-19 takes the voice of Woody, I'm done.
Oh gosh. I mean, we talked about Disney shutting down.
What makes it concerning is his age.
It's his age.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got any pre-existing medical conditions. Just age for Tom Hanks is one of those things, and his wife. Best to them. The way they wrote it, though, the way that he wrote out that.
Yeah, he basically said, "Everyone stay calm. We're doing what we need to do. We're in self-isolation."
Did you see the hospital gave him a Wilson to keep him company in isolation?
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
And then another thing on his Twitter or
came up with that
Instagram.
idea?
That's awesome.
Right?
Eh?
High
And then
five.
another thing, Tom Hanks, apparently, if you follow him on Instagram, he's got this thing about gloves. He's always photographing lost or lonely gloves in the city, and it's his whole thing. And and he says it represents the loneliness of being in the city, whatever it is. But so a recent post, I think when he announced it, was actually a picture of a medical glove sort of draped over a medical waste container.
Oh, jeez.
And so for people who'd been following him for years, that was like a very poignant, very real. So it was, it was almost the culmination of this glove fascination of his. So,
But getting back to like Fast 9, we kind of predicted Mulan, but Fast 9, why
11 months.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah.
Be
Distance.
the first to take that month a year out.
Yeah, distance.
They'll be
distance
fine.
yourself.
They'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But now it's like, is that movie going to come out? And then what? Like a month later, the next one's going to come out, right?
Well, no, but actually, to add to your,
or I guess it won't be filmed though.
To add to your news, I just got a notification that
breaking
Stranger
news.
Things is shut down due to coronavirus. Netflix halts
Oh,
all
geez.
film and TV productions in the U.S. and Canada. And to add, I had heard that Winter Soldier was actually supposed to shoot in Prague, shoot some scenes out there.
But they're still filming that show?
The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
They're still. I think they're probably going to be on hiatus now based on everything that's developed. But they canceled going to Prague, and they were going to adapt the story or dress Atlanta to look like Prague, or just change the location entirely. But I think you're right. They're probably closed. And the director from Shang-Chi, who's also in New Zealand right now with Simu Lee, they're shooting the film out there. He's shut down production amidst what's going on in New Zealand. So it's like all round.
It's going to be a barrage. You're just going to hear.
It's going to be a delay.
Everything is going to be shut down for weeks.
Well, the morning
months,
show, I heard also they stopped for season 2.
all of the Tonight shows and stuff are all and they were going to do it with an empty studio and have decided not to.
C was shooting in near us, I think, right? Near Toronto area?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Toronto.
was it? Okay,
It's like
cool.
Hamilton-ish area.
Yeah.
So.
And so I think they were able to continue with production.
I'm not sure. Maybe now it says all productions in Canada and the U.S. Anywhere. So I think
It's all on pause.
which is, again, it's fine. These are big businesses that can afford to take the hit. It's
Well,
like,
and in a way that, in a certain, you have to look at it from the other light too. They're doing this so they can make more money as well, right? Like they're not going to make as much money now, so they push it
well,
back.
yeah,
Sure.
So like,
Right? You can look at it from both angles, I
I mean,
guess.
yeah. I mean, the release of a movie is certainly about money.
Yes.
The shutdown of a production is health and safety of your staff
Yes,
and crew.
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
right?
fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a loss of money if anything. You're pushing profits that much further away, right?
Right.
So
What's funny too is how late in Mulan seems to has announced that they're going to be delaying.
Well, they just had their premiere.
Yeah, they had their premiere
yeah, but when did the premiere happen?
Tuesday.
See, again, that was before things changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things
that's
really
true.
changed Wednesday morning when the WHO came out and basically said,
It's a pandemic. Yeah.
let's end on a little joke, and then we'll move on to something a little. This is obviously serious. People, take care of yourself. Take care of your family and friends. Take care of yourself so you can take care of your family and friends. Use caution, use intelligence, and wash your hands. But so anyways, the World Health Organization recently said that dogs are immune to COVID-19. They aren't carriers.
thank goodness.
So they're fine to, be free to do whatever. So WHO literally let the dogs out. Boom.
Oh,
Brutal.
Terrible.
And to
but-
follow that up, I'm actually going to show everyone on the podcast right now how to wash their hands. So you start and get it allowed. No, I'm just
Jeez.
imagine.
All right. So again, I think we should move on, and maybe we'll play a little game just to sort of take our minds off it, because
Yeah.
every once in a while you really do just gotta relax and take your mind off of the awful things going on around the world. So I think it's time for a little something we like to call...
Total Recast.
All right, I'm excited. We haven't done one of these in, at least since last year, but
Since
it's been
last
a while.
season.
Yeah,
Last
yeah. So
since
very
last
exciting.
decade.
Very
First one
exciting
of
stuff.
season 2.
That's first one of the decade.
So as most of you may know now, on February 21st, Variety reported that the cast of Friends would be returning to Soundstage 24 for an exclusive special. The cast will reportedly be paid $2.5 million apiece for the special. And while the project is currently untitled and unscripted, it, along with all 236 original episodes of the mega popular show, will debut sometime this year after the launch of HBO Max in May.
Jeez, what a
What
way
maybe?
to-
I mean, that'll
Well, that's true.
That who knows?
No, I mean the original content will. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the.
Oh yeah, this could be down the road.
You
but,
know?
at some point down the road. I think they're aiming for this year, but
Yeah.
who knows now?
But again, what another huge swipe from Netflix. Just Friends.
But I think they'd rather, do you need to have Friends? Is Friends really getting you subscriptions to Netflix?
Well, no, the thing is,
I think so.
Is it losing you subscriptions?
I
from
think so.
I don't know.
It's
I would like to see
Friendsflix,
the
dude.
numbers.
That's the amount of my friends who literally just subscribe to Netflix for Friends, is so high.
I'm just glad The Office hasn't gone yet.
well, it's going.
but that's going to be next, right?
Yeah.
To Peacock.
I will be.
Yeah.
But so I thought it'd be fun in light of that to do a total recast where we give our own thoughts on, instead of relaunching a special with the old cast, what if somebody were to reboot Friends?
Wow.
Who would you cast right now to play the iconic characters
This
of...
was really hard.
Oh, it was tricky. I had some fun with this one. Sarah and I always play Total Recast. We've been playing
Yeah.
this for years now.
Before it was named Total Recast.
Yep.
Okay, but who goes first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, let's go, Just.
I'll go first. Okay, so I envision my recast as more of a reboot. What we would do is we wouldn't have the same names, but almost the embodiment of the characters.
Whoa, he's going. When you
Rogue.
I mean, Justin, when you're like, I went weird on this one. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I did go
It's
weird.
going really
because,
different.
Because there's a couple different ways that I was taking it, and I'll explain after.
Okay.
But I casted based on less about the performance knowledge, but more about the look and
Okay.
age.
Look and age.
Because do believe that these characters need to start in their early to mid 20s.
Okay.
And all
So
these
younger.
actors that I've selected are in and around that age. So I think it would be really interesting. So the people that I'm going to be listing as characters are more temp names. So this wouldn't, in the actual, reboot, they wouldn't be called Monica or Chandler, but they would be that quintessential character.
So
in the
it's
group.
not Friends.
Well, my thing is that I don't know. In my opinion, if you're gonna recast and reboot, recast the show, it's more of a reboot in that it adopts the traditions of the spirit of Friends.
Spiritual successor.
It's a spiritual sort.
Are you still going to have a paleontologist and his chef sister? Or are you just going to have 6 people who call themselves friends?
I'm gonna have 6 people that are gonna call themselves.
All right,
friends.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's his total
let's get to the
recast.
cast.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to the fans.
But
to
it's just going to
decide.
be confusing when he goes, so playing Bill,
Yeah.
which one was that supposed to Are you at least just going to call them Monica
Okay,
Chandler?
okay, for now.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But-
so for the purpose of my recast, I have used the original cast
Okay.
names to help pave out.
Have
who
you
these characters
have you
are gonna
created their new name too?
be. No, I haven't created their
jeez.
names
So
yet. Yeah.
before you jump into it, if you are listening, as long as you're not driving, feel free to grab a phone. I know that I struggle a lot of times with actors' names, especially if you go with some stranger actors that maybe
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't know.
If you're obscure, use your IMDb to
Hop onto IMDb, hop onto Google Images, take a look. That way you can sort of follow along. I find it makes the experience more enjoyable. That's what Kevin and I are doing right now. So Justin,
Yeah. Okay. So
Go for it.
So for that quintessential Monica character, that over the top OCD, very passionate about what she does. She always has to be right. I chose Caitlin Denver. She is from a movie that I actually really enjoyed, and I don't know. I wanted to give
Caitlin Denver. Yeah,
I wanted to give a different spirit. She's a redhead, so I thought that would be fun. Not the typical brunette. So that was one of the big pulls for me too. Is I'm trying to look for also just different looks to some of these characters, but I still want them to embody again the spirit of who their character comes from.
It's very tricky. I don't know anything. I've never seen anything she's in, so it's hard for me. But
a lot of these.
Nate, you seemed intrigued. By
well,
this
the
choice?
reason I'm so intrigued, we were talking about The Last of Us last week,
right?
And did you see the images that are going out? So
she's one of them.
of Caitlin Denver.
Oh, I like that.
As Ellie.
I like that picture.
Right?
That's cool.
And then
Nicholas Coster-Waldau as your dude.
Joel.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry to interrupt your
Okay,
total
well,
recast.
that's
but
actually
she's
cool.
she's she would
Well,
be
you
phenomenal
better
in that.
book her for your show before she's a star for this.
I know.
I could see her though as the Monica character for sure.
Yeah, no,
that's cool.
I just and
Yeah,
again,
she looks so dour in all her pictures.
Wait, now so are you still going with like a comedy style?
100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna line it up at the end of what the overall appeal. So
All right, I'll let you
now
keep
we'll
going.
just get through the cast.
Cool.
For the Phoebe, I chose Joey King. I think she has a really unique look to her. I think she would also be more of the tomboyish side, but still being very proud and like, kind of quirky in her personalities.
That's one of the three names Sarah and I tossed around today. I'm so glad I went a different direction now, so we have somebody different.
Anyway, so if you would know her, she plays young Talia al Ghul in The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Most recently, I saw her in the TV miniseries with Patricia Arquette.
Yes, yeah. Apparently she was very good
She
at
was
that.
so good in that. They both were. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would be. She has an interesting look to her, and from the clips that I've seen of her acting, actually like being able to act, she has a lot of tenacity to her.
Yeah,
and I think Phoebe needs a little bit of that tenacity, and I don't know. I always thought of that as like a spirit of her character. Moving into Rachel, my girl, Zendaya. I love Zendaya.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like Zendaya as the one
you
that's
were
still
really
trying
different.
to figure herself
Yeah,
out.
and he already went far more racially diverse than I will. That's for sure. Good on you, man.
I tried and failed. I'm happy for you.
So Zendaya,
Yeah.
I like because I think she can anchor. Rachel was the anchor to the series to a certain degree. The characters ended up kind of all becoming anchors, but she's the one that kind of started it all. And I think, we would still see this character introed through an event that kind of changes the course of her life.
Yeah.
What that would be, I've had some ideas, but it wouldn't be maybe a marriage breakup. It could be something like a loss of someone. But she's leaning into the spirit of having friends and people surround her, and she's still trying to figure things out as she goes. And I think that would be a really good anchor point for her to have friends kind of come around her.
I guess I've not seen Zendaya in roles that I don't see her as a character that's weak and needy, where I see Rachel oftentimes, not throughout the entirety of the series, but oftentimes, especially when we first meet her, as a character that's like, she needs her friends or she needs her dad or, and Zendaya just to me seems so much more confident as a person, or at least in any other role that I've seen her in.
Yep.
So I'm sure it's not to say she couldn't portray that.
No, and
but
I think at the same time too, you have to think too, like the difference in terms of how needy and how it wouldn't be exhausted that way. That I think is an exploitation of a different time.
Okay.
In the 90s when
this is now.
Daddy's little girl kind of thing, right?
Okay.
With that mentality, trying to figure out the adulting of life is what Rachel went through in the first season. This would be something different. I think it would have to be something contemporary for now and tailored to something that someone would go through now.
Maybe she's like trying to
could be a career thing.
or she's trying to get over what her parents want for her.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's a very contemporary story, and it almost kind of does a flip-flop on the whole idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
For the Ross character, quirky, again, almost the polar opposite of obviously Monica. That idea of competition. I chose Ryan Potter. He is from Big Hero 6. He plays Hero.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Okay, you can't use voice like a voice work as his reference.
Right,
when,
I know.
You know,
I know. Again, I haven't seen the work of these people. I'm thinking about casting people that are just a little bit different, but also still symbolize the world, are representative of the world around us today. Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You've got an agenda here with this, friends.
Oh,
eh?
sweet. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ryan Potter. Yeah, I could definitely see him being a Ross.
I can't even see him being an actor because I just know what his voice sounds like.
Yeah. No, that would be very interesting. He's definitely he's a lot more handsome than Ross, though.
Yeah. I
just hope you didn't go, I need a young Asian unknown actor.
No, I didn't. My research, as I was sharing with Nate, was trying to find top actors that are in their 20s.
Yeah.
Currently.
Because you wanted to match where the actors started in the series.
Exactly.
Right? In
more
terms
so
of age range?
in that vein.
Cool.
So I chose someone like that. I don't know. I think he could, again, I think it's about getting these actors to maybe get out of their comfort zone and play a role that could be a little bit different from what maybe people might see of them.
Yeah.
I would see this guy as like a doctor or a scientist, like something in the same sort of vein of that profession.
He's a medical student.
Yeah, a medical student maybe, and
Yeah.
he's really trying hard at his career to like pave the way, and he finds himself in these very unusual situations. Maybe he's a dermatologist,
and maybe he connects with the Rachel character on the aspect of his parents. Especially there's that trope of the parents wanting him to stick to the medical profession, and maybe he kind of wants to get away from that.
But he's done it,
and study something else.
He's gotten to the place of where he's successful, and maybe he's like not thrilled about his experience. I don't know.
Right, so he can relate in that way, and that's where maybe they connect. That's cool.
You can definitely have that. I think it would definitely be great to align Zendania's character, obviously, with Ross. You'd still have that sort of like relationship element to it. Yes, to your point, they could be at different ends of their life and yet still find a similarity in what they're experiencing through life. I chose for Joey.
Oh, Joey was so hard.
I chose Asa Butterfield.
Really?
Hugo.
What? You're literally just picking the opposite people of these characters.
So you
know what Joey was in the show, right?
Right.
The chick magnet.
Yeah. So I was actually going to make him a dude magnet.
Okay.
So
I still don't think he'd be. He's on a different planet.
I love it. No, I love it. I'm good. I'm glad about it because that means that mine being a little more conventional is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I
All
went
right.
out there, guys.
So Joey, the dude magnet.
Yeah, so he's a
The
dude
boy
magnet.
magnet.
He's a dude magnet. I thought he would be either an interior designer, a very successful interior designer, or an influencer of some kind that he's successful and then maybe he starts to fail and he posts something like a tweet that's really bad and then his career starts to fall apart and you know what I mean, like his
I'd say go that route maybe more than the
so again, that's just
stereotypical
the opposite of Joey, who worked his way up to stardom.
We'll see.
This isn't Friends.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea, but it's not Friends. It's like Buds. Pals.
Buds, but then it's like a 420, like they all get high.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done it. A coffee shop. They go to
We've done it.
Yeah, they go to a dispensary.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be the Canadian version.
Most importantly,
no, I just think that it would be because again, Joey started in the show like he was acting. He probably wasn't successful.
He's unsuccessful.
I don't think he's successful the entire time.
So then let's say for instance,
Drake Ramore.
Right. So then let's say for instance then. This guy.
No, you can't change it. You keep going with your pitch. Keep it going. I'm not.
So then I would retract. I would say that then he is trying very hard to be an influencer. And he's trying to pave his own way, become a popular, respected person in this field of whatever he does. And yeah, he has some quirky adventures along the way.
Who's next? The most important one, Chandler.
I chose Cody Smith McPhee.
Okay, hang on.
He actually was
Cody
Nightcrawler
Smith.
in.
Oh my! You have the least cool cast of all time.
That's Chandler? Sorry, what? The guy looks like a twig.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've chosen like some really
Very different.
very very
I love
unusual. Yeah, that
Okay.
was the photo that I saw that I thought
Yeah, I could see it. I could see
right?
it.
And like
Okay.
I picture Chandler as the awkward guy that's very relatable. Like he wants to like be confident, but then like will get suppressed by his own like overthinking. which I think Chandler always did. Like he overthought things a lot more than with those times when he was proactive and he would do stuff. He'd be like, "Oh my God, Chandler, look at him go!" And then he would sometimes just be too stuck in his head. I thought that would be an interesting Chandler character.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not. Listen, I'm all.
I mean,
I want to see how it turns out.
It's your list.
Yeah.
This isn't a recasting of Friends. This isn't even a reboot of Friends.
When do you think he did this? When do you think he wrote this list?
I wrote this list
last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's time and effort put into making this weird as hell.
Yeah.
Like this, again, this isn't a recasting. This isn't a rebooting.
Right.
This is Friends never existed.
Okay.
That's the only way this works.
Yeah.
Because there's no way people would go into a show of a reboot of Friends with this happening.
Can you guys believe that on HBO Max they're going to be Buds? You know Buds? That show, which made Netflix, is going to HBO Max. I can't believe it. With Asa Butterfield?
No, I think you're very much taking the spirit of the show in a certain way. I don't know how you can cast one of the all-time classic sitcoms with nobody known for comedy. Nobody with a single comedic chop. It's a risky move.
Zendaya.
Sure, she's got some too. She's the closest to it.
Yeah.
And then you see her HBO show or whatever that thing is, and it ain't comedy. Let me tell you.
But were all the cast of Friends when they originally started?
Not necessarily when they were comedy, but these it's just out there.
Bold.
Man. It's brazen.
Let's hear Did you have?
Well, my synopsis is very general. Like,
Okay.
First, I would base it out of Chicago.
Cool. Instead of New York.
Different city.
Now, why?
Just because it's a different American city.
Because
you see, no, but you got to, instead of like a major metropolitan, this is like some small place in Denver, like near Denver, some Denver suburb.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so I picture it.
Yeah.
I picture it in
a lot of plaid.
Yeah, no, I picture it in Chicago, and it literally is. It's exactly what Friends was. It follows the personal and professional lives of 6 millennials in their 20 to 30 something years, and as they live through life in the city of Chicago. Would be an HBO Max style series, right? Episodic, with a more modern family / office vibe. So not the traditional sitcom. So more like real mockumentary, but like
it's a whole new show. It's a completely different show. Pals, coming soon to HBO Max.
Okay, so clearly I lose.
No, it's
clearly
just,
no. Why win for best originality?
Yeah, man.
That's just like
you're getting the original.
I was not expecting to hear the name Asa Butterfield tonight.
No, I'll tell you who he could play later. No, trust me, I got one.
Maybe Gunther.
There you go.
Yeah,
he
Gunther,
could be
right?
Gunther, yeah.
Oh man,
you're Joey.
Cool. Well, I listen. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, man.
Into it.
That is wholly unique and original.
Mine's gonna be mine feels really boring now.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know. People are gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Justin.
Yep. That was awesome. That was a ride, man.
So I did go a lot more traditional. I went younger. Because I felt like
younger than Asa Butterfield.
No, like that age. Like I went. Okay. I guess in my mind, because I'm not as used to watching the first few seasons of Friends. I got into the show later on, and then I've only kind of revisited the first few seasons since I've been older. So in my mind, to me, Friends is when they're a little bit older.
They're 30s.
They're 30s more than their 20s, right?
Okay.
So I went with more 20s, and then a couple of these actors break into the 30s. So if you want to look it up, I've also got pictures as well. So for our most important role, I started with Joe Keery as Chandler. So Chandler,
oh, that's a good. I like
Joe
that.
Keery, Stranger Things. Yeah, I feel like he's got the comedic chops. He can totally pull off that sort of like, whoa, that sort of look.
He has the look too,
right? And he totally does. He's got the, you give him a look up and the long hair, and I just think it'd be super cool to see him there. For Monica, I brought in the lovely Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, that's a good one,
right?
Yeah.
So she's kind of
cool.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Good casting.
Okay,
you'll see.
All right, we'll see. I think she can pull off the idea of like being confident and sort of in her own head and very meticulous, right? And she can definitely pull that off, and she's got the comedy chops. Like even watching her in Dickinson, which is not really even a full comedy, but there's funny moments in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's hilarious,
Right? She pulls it off. All right, for Phoebe, I brought in the lovely and wonderful Florence Pugh.
It's pronounced Puh.
Is it Puh? Okay,
Yeah.
so I brought in Florence Puh. Seeing her in Little Women, I know I bring up that movie way more than I should on this show.
You saw Little Women?
I saw it twice. Once with my mom. It was great. Anyways, she's so endearing in that movie, but I know that she can be weirder as well, and I think that would be a great role for her. And I think again, I found
actually Phoebe the toughest one to cast.
Yeah. I originally was looking at Abigail Breslin for Phoebe, but it just something about it didn't seem right to me.
Is she the dancer?
She's from Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
She's a Scream Queens
or
recently. Zombieland.
Zombieland 1 and 2, right? So, I just didn't think she would. I had her there, and then I found Florence, and I was like, yeah, Florence. Courtney Cox had, on a news article, I don't know if you found this in your research, had Timothy Chalamet as Joey. Which that's not what I am going with. I originally was going to agree with her just because I thought it would be an interesting take. And
was there an article where somebody asked her to recast everybody?
No, I don't know. I literally just read the headline of the article, and she's like, Timothy Chalamet would be great as Joey.
I don't like that guy either.
From a look standpoint, I thought maybe. From a comedy standpoint, though,
no,
it didn't work. So I went a little bit older than I wanted to, but only because I can't avoid him. Dave Franco as Joey.
Nice.
Interesting.
I like that.
Well,
I like that.
because he could technically be the older guy. Wasn't Joey kind of the older one?
I don't think they didn't really refer to any of them as an older.
I
think Ross would be the
Ross
older.
or Chandler.
Yeah.
Right?
They were the more grown up, right? Mm-hmm. They both have jobs and careers, and
But Joey, I think Dave Franco is that face that he can look young enough that I think it would still be okay with the rest of the cast.
And
that
I like his
right?
comedy chops.
Yeah,
he'd be fun. He can
great.
play dumb pretty well.
Imagine him and his interaction with Joe Keery, their ability to play off of each other. I have a feeling they'd be able to find the chemistry
for sure.
So this next one, I went mostly off of looks than his acting ability. You have watched The Goldbergs,
yes,
Kevin. So I went for Ross, Sam Lerner. So Sam Lerner is on the Goldbergs.
I can't picture him having a PhD.
No,
he's a bit young. Maybe he's a student for it.
Right.
If you're going younger,
you'll hear
cool.
it. Yeah, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
But he just, as soon as I saw his face, I was like, oh, that just looks like young Ross.
That does.
So much.
Do you watch the Goldbergs?
No. Does he act like young Ross?
It's young Ross, man.
Beautiful.
He's awkward and very subservient.
Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a great choice.
Nailed it. And then for my Rachel, Scream Queens, I went with Emma Roberts.
Nice.
So I think she.
Nice. Oh, geez. Now I want to recast my Monica.
Right.
She'd be a perfect.
Oh,
Monica.
right. Yeah.
But,
she just, for me, she felt very much like she's. I've seen some of the scenes that she's had in terms of comedy chops. So again, I feel like all these characters in my version of Friends, they need to have the ability to be funny.
I love her, man.
And see, when I was looking up,
I need her to break out.
Right. And when I was looking up Timothy Chalamet, it was like, he's just not funny. I can't find him doing funny things in interviews or anything. So seeing Emma Roberts refreshingly in interviews or reacting to screams on Scream Queens and stuff like that. She has.
I haven't seen her play pretty ditzy.
Yes.
She's more hot bitchy.
Okay.
But but she you look at her in We're the Miller, she's got comedy chops for sure.
And then I did some bonus round ones just really quickly. In the role of Emily, who's the British Ross's British girlfriend. Okay. I got Emma Watson in the show.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Totally would
Should
work.
be a good special.
Oh, have you ever hated her in anything?
I don't think so.
I know.
So how
there
great
you
would
go.
it be to hate her in that? Yeah. Right? Maybe her singing in Beauty and the Beast, but other than that, it was
was lovely.
She was fine. Anyways, and then playing Mike would be Paul Rudd. I was thinking because he doesn't age at all. So he would be perfect in the. No, we would not get. Maybe he would be
because that would be Haley? No, who was your
it would have been Florence's.
Florence? Well,
Florence
hey, she likes older
Close.
men. That's fine.
Yeah, maybe. Okay,
Why
well-
don't you throw in Zach? What's his name? Zach Braff.
Oh yeah,
Just have him play
Zach
Mike.
Braff
There
be
you
like-
go.
yeah,
he
yeah.
needs work anyways.
There we go. Yeah, so I went with a much younger group, and kind of the idea for the storyline.
You could almost call it Becoming Friends.
Becoming Friends. It's kind of cool. It's the year 2020, and we meet our characters dealing with all the mishaps and issues of current times. So you can imagine how these could be parodied out. Like Monica is upset over people not enjoying the menu at her new avocado toast restaurant because nobody's coming out because of coronavirus or something like, or a virus, right?
I just stole my
right?
joke.
Oh no. Ross is like telling everyone about the dangers of global warming. You've got Joey who can't get a role still, even though he's like super popular on TikTok and that sort of thing on YouTube. Phoebe works at an Apple store. I just thought that would be perfect. Rachel is struggling with debt from school, but mostly shopping.
Yeah.
Right. And she's still dealing with that. Yeah. And then Chandler, I don't know what Chandler does, but he vapes like way too much. And Monica's not okay with it.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of taking. Yeah, it's a little. See, now that Justin's gone, maybe I should have gone first because maybe Justin should have gone last because now I feel like mine's just way too like. Oh yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, don't
Obvious.
worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. So that is my total recast of Friends. All right, Kevin, listen, because you seem to have the best cast
No.
of us all.
No. But I literally just took this like the most literally. I think. I was thinking if you're going to reboot Friends, one of the biggest shows of all time in 2020, you have to be spot on.
Yeah.
And you need star power.
Yeah.
Not this time. You're not going with unknowns. You need people who will bring in recognition, that sort of thing. So I just went hard, man.
The last thing you want is for people that have watched your version of Friends and to go as a casting director and go, I hate Dave Franco as Joey. Like he's the worst Joey. Like the original Joey is so much better. You almost want to try to achieve a concept of like, oh, but no,
Who played the original Joey?
Right. Or well, that would be unreal if that could happen, but I don't think so. I think even more along the lines of like just oh my gosh, like it's such a different Joey. Like you can't compare them. You know what I mean? Like they're just.
Oh no, I'm going like as close to as possible. This is
so you want to
full-fleshed reboot.
You want to replace these characters.
You went opposite. Like you went brand new idea.
Yeah.
You went
adaptive.
Let's take the idea and sort of make it 2020.
Yeah.
And I went, this is the exact same bloody show in 2020, and we're not starting with unknowns who eventually make $1 million an episode. We're starting with people who are coming in and making $1 million an episode.
HBO is putting this.
This is massive.
All right.
Like the payroll on this cast alone.
Let's start with your. Let's start with your
better.
first
It's
one.
not worse. This is just the most literal interpretation of Friends 2020 I could find.
Who's your Monica?
Who is my Monica? My Monica is Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
I think she can be bitchy, bossy, but also cute. So I think she kind of brings both of those roles to it. I love Anna Kendrick. I think she'd be a lot of fun in the role. Shall I just do the ladies first?
Sure. And are you just to clarify, are you skewing for a younger or older?
No, because I think most of the actors and actresses I'm picking are going to be late 20s, early 30s. They're going to be, Phoebe. Phoebe was tough for us. Phoebe was really, really tricky. I had a lot of trouble with this one. I went with Haley Steinfeld.
For your Phoebe.
For my Phoebe. I want to take,
Okay.
when she's really mean to people?
Yeah.
When she's just like matter of fact?
Yeah.
That's like True Grit.
Okay.
That's like, that's that style of her. That's more,
Yeah.
what else was I
Character
thinking?
look, she blonde? Or is she going to stick with her brown hair?
I don't necessarily care with
Doesn't
the hair
need to.
color.
Wow, okay.
Just the attitude.
Yeah.
But then you look at her in something like Pitch Perfect. And she can be cute and sort of bumbly and awkward.
Right.
Not weird, but you know what I mean? I
Quirky.
think she could play quirky.
Cool.
And then I think it'd be interesting if you spun the character. I think the better at singing you are, the worse you can make yourself sound.
Okay.
So she could, with her musical talents, because she's a lovely little singer,
Yeah.
she could still be the crappy weirdo singer that Phoebe was. So,
and then maybe you could even make it so like she breaks out into a way that she does actually.
sure,
start
maybe
to sound
she gets good,
right?
Or maybe she's a great singer, but she's still that weird lyricist who's all
Sure.
about stinky cats and stuff.
But then it's like endearing because like now you can actually listen to her. She sounds great, but then she's singing about stinky
you're just
cats.
like, oh man, get better lyrics. Who knows? And then for Rachel, I went with Sarah Hyland of Modern Family.
Yeah.
Sarah Hyland. Dude, absolutely.
That's my favorite of the female casting. I think,
Killing it.
yeah,
Jeez.
I think she'd be good because again, it would be probably the youngest of my cast,
Yeah.
and that was sort of Rachel in a sense of she was the most naive, the most new girl to the city, sort of lost and everything. So I don't want her to be too much like Haley,
Yeah.
but I think it would be almost a natural progression of Haley to Rachel, almost like Kaylee Cuoco.
Kayla Cuoco, yeah.
Kind of taking her 8 Simple Rules character and turning it into Penny on Big Bang.
That's cool. And the interesting thing with Kaylee Cuoco is like that almost works, but if you were going for again a little bit older, right? Like, but I think that's a fantastic choice for Rachel. That's awesome.
And then with the gentlemen, where do you start with them? All right, I'll go with Ross, my least favorite.
What, dude? The reason he's freaking out so much is because he's so much like Ross.
He loves Ross.
Justin is.
I would say I'm
Justin-
like more Chandler than I am Ross.
Justin, you're
like
Ross.
to be Chandler.
You're Ross. Trust me, you're Ross.
For my Ross, I needed somebody who thinks they're the cool guy, but is the opposite of it.
Although Justin really is the cool
what
guy.
I,
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I hate to say that after he says you're like Ross.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of how I felt Ross was. Like he thought he was cool, and he's like literally a dork. Miles Teller.
Okay. Yeah. I looked at him as well for Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. He does have that sort of rugged handsomeness though that I don't think Ross.
But he doesn't.
How old is he
but
now?
he's. I wouldn't put him as a leading man stud.
Stallone.
You know.
He's kind of got like a young Stallone look. No, I don't know. But that's. I mean, yeah.
I just never
I
seen him like that. He's always seemed like a phony.
Sure, or like dorky in the sense of like, what was he in that failed Fantastic Four? He was
exactly.
very
Reed Richards. Who is like
yeah.
the least cool lead superhero ever, right?
Yeah.
He was perfect for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
I picture him as my Ross. As my Chandler, I went with T.J. Miller.
Ooh.
I just wanted like a total smartass, just pure smartass, making fun of everybody for everything. That's kind of what Chandler does. Everything's a joke.
TJ
So
Miller.
it's not a cosmetic thing with him,
Right. He's going to look a lot older
but
than
you
the rest
could-
of your cast.
Sure.
You
So maybe
could age
he
him
is
down.
the older guy. Yeah,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Trim the hair. You
Yeah.
might look a bit younger or less slovenly at least, you know?
Interesting. Do you think, because I know there's a lot of times where Chandler, he's the laugh, but there's also a ton of times that are so endearing with his character. I mean, all of their characters, but with Chandler specifically, there's a lot of moments of, do you think TJ Miller can get that? Do you think, because I've only ever looked at TJ Miller and laughed. I've never been like, oh, that's kind of sweet.
Has he ever failed to do that? No, he's just never been put in the situation.
So maybe you do, yeah.
I think he could pull it off. The closest I ever saw him to being a sweet character,
Yeah.
it was a little Paul Rudd movie. I just find Chandler the smart-ass joke every time. That's how I saw his character, so
Yep.
that's kind of how I
So
cast him.
you're hunkering down on it.
Yeah, I'm just going right. I'm biting into it. I think anybody can play sweet. I think the comedy is the hardest thing to do, and I think he would nail that sort of joke a minute. Everything is a pun. Everything is this, right?
Cool.
So, I like that. And then for my Joey, I went with my man himself, my boy toy, Zac Efron.
Yeah, that's who I was looking at as well. It was between the two.
I know it's obvious. I think, but I just had to do it.
I love that you refer to him as your boy toy.
Yeah, he is your boy toy.
I love him, man. I think he's fun. I think he can be a lot of like.
and
He's
he can
a
definitely do
hoot.
the laugh.
His comedy chops are sick.
Absolutely. The only thing I would just be concerned is just his relationship with TJ Miller. I guess I could see them working together, right? In that standpoint of like buds and
Like
stuff,
you take
best
away
friends.
any jerkiness, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Joey is the farthest thing from ever mean intentionally ever, right?
Yeah.
So he has to be
He's just
sweet, dumb Zac Efron.
Yeah.
And I think
Could pull it off.
I could pull it off in a
And
different
lucky.
way.
Yeah.
Joey was always lucky.
Yeah, sure. But most importantly,
Yeah,
you have to believe
yeah.
that all he has to do is walk up to a lady, say, "How you doing?" and 10 minutes later they're dancing in bed.
Oh, 100%.
You know, that's one thing you always have to believe in Joey.
I think about that with Zac Efron no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Boy toy.
Boy toy.
My boy toy.
Cool.
I've said that on a podcast that's going live around the world shortly. That is out there forever on the internet.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know what? I don't care.
I'm okay with it. Dude, that's fantastic. So
I love how different we all went. That was cool.
Well, I do think though when we do this again, we should set strict rules because I obviously went way.
No, man, that made
outside.
it fun.
I think it's cool. Let's not set
That's
the rules.
sick. Yeah.
Ross.
All right.
You and your rules.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying. I felt like I was like.
Cool. Well, that was dope. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I always love doing that.
It's tough though. Friends was a tough one. I felt
because it's something so ingrained.
It's like trying to do
one thing to
Seinfeld.
recast a movie where you've seen these characters for 2 hours.
Yeah.
This is 115 hours of these characters in your lives.
Yeah.
You know?
Brained.
And I think I looked at it as like, for myself, it was like,
Oh, it's cool. You were like, screw a direct reboot, a relaunch, a just recasting. You're like, I'm reinventing Friends.
yeah,
I like that, man. I'm cool with that.
I was more intrigued.
I wouldn't
with that
watch
idea.
it, but I'm just kidding. And so I think that was really cool. Just like, again, don't like beat yourself up. I think it was awesome how different you went with it. That makes our, like, if we all came in with 3 of the same
Florence
act.
Puss.
Like, I'm just glad though, even though we both had Haley Steinfeld, we had her in different roles. So that's cool.
One overlap,
and
that's
it wasn't even a full overlap. It was like a brushing.
Partial.
I
So
thought
cool.
more of you would have Dave Franco, to be honest with you, as Joey.
That was a good. I like
just
that
thought
one.
That's a
I
good
like that
casting.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah, he
casting
can
for
play
sure.
dumb and
And funny.
That's awesome. But before we fight anymore, I think we should save fighting for next week's episode when Justin is going to host.
Yep, so for this movie combat, it's going to be Nate and Kevin going at it, and Nate will be representing Toy Story 1, while...
Bring it on.
I think it's just Toy Story.
Oh, yeah, Toy Story.
No, just kidding.
I think it's called Toy Story, the best of the movies.
Oh, it's already starting. And Kevin will represent Toy Story 2.
Did he just suggest Toy Story? Just Toy Story is the best of the 4? I could probably argue for any of the 3
Against Toy Story 1?
against Toy Story 1, but
Really?
give me number 2. I'll take number 2.
Cool.
Okay.
This is let's say we'll dedicate this one to Tom and Rita. We're thinking of you.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery.
We're thinking of everybody. Guys, in a time like this, take care of yourselves, take care of each other.
Please.
Be respectful, be courteous, be helpful. Don't be greedy, don't be stupid, don't be selfish. It seems like common sense, just like washing your hands.
Yep.
But some people, like Nate, just don't do that sort of thing.
Dude, I was the first one to wash my hands.
Nate is actually, one of the first things I learned about him was how very, very, let's call it hygienic he is. So don't
Absolutely.
you worry. You can high-five him and still be okay. He probably just won't high-five you right now.
Do you remember when we went to like conventions and stuff?
Oh,
and I would
yeah.
have you hold my coat.
Yeah, he's
And my
leaving his
pants.
watch and stuff with us before you. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, that is it. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. It just came in over Twitter.
Yeah.
The biggest news.
Yeah, bigger
Even
than-
Trump is tweeting.
Oh, I heard.
The lowest rating you can give on Apple is now a 5
Yep.
star. So let's just keep that in mind, everybody. Again,
Yes.
be kind, be
He was
courteous,
saying
be
the
generous.
Geekcentric podcast is huge.
It's huge. It's massive.
It's bigger than the wall.
It's no hoax. But anyways, so yeah, please not only rate it, but give us a review. Let us know what you thought.
Yes.
Let us know how we can continue to do what we're doing right and change what we're doing wrong.
And
Because I'm sure
please-
there's something Justin or Nate is doing that's bugging you guys.
Just us. Please write in.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, right in. Let us know who you would cast for your friends.
And which take
Total
did you like
Recast.
best? Which
Yeah.
whose list did you like? Was it a combination? Would you mix it up? Let us
Yeah.
know what you
Are
thought about our
Are
friends.
you going to
and-
go to that alternate universe where you watch Justin's version of Friends that never existed in Finland or whatever?
It's Finland.
Oh, it's
friends.
Pals again.
Yeah.
Pals is on.
Pals.
And that's all we are, guys, is a bunch of pals. But not only that, we are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Which means you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Geekcentric. Follow us on Twitter at GeekcentricYT. And you can follow us on Instagram at We Are Geekcentric. Now, again, we said we wanted to hear from people. Where can they do that, Just?
They can reach us at wearegeekcentric@gmail.com. That's Oh, I thought one of you guys.
We are geekcentric@gmail.com.
Oh, see, I didn't want to do it 2 weeks in a row. I can only still use Thunder so much.
And also, if you're listening to this prior to the 16th of March,
Geekcentric's back.
yes,
Season 3.
Officially, finally.
yeah,
Wow.
We've been teasing this a little longer than we thought, but
Yeah.
honestly, when you see what happens, when you see what comes out, you'll
Oh, yeah.
understand the blood, sweat, and tears, especially on Justin's part, that have gone into this thing.
It's a monster of
Yeah,
a video.
it's
I got to
monster.
watch it
It's
today.
a
huge.
year and a half of almost 2 years myself of collecting the
Yeah.
things that we used in it.
yeah.
It was hours of filming,
Yeah.
10 times that in editing.
Yeah.
It was nights lying in bed thinking of it. It really is an ode to, and again, you can't visit Disney in real life, so why don't you do it through the channel?
Yeah,
That's
and
all
check
we'll say,
it
you know.
out. Yeah, check it
It's going to
out.
be a lot of fun. And if you're listening to this after the 16th and haven't watched the video yet,
Go check it
what
out now.
are you doing? Stop. You know, I mean, this is done. So as soon as this is done in a few seconds, go check out the video.
Like and subscribe.
And all the other 80 videos. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all of those good things. Justin, Nate, thank you so much for joining me for today's friendly
No.
episode.
Yeah, pals.
You know, I don't want to say that it was sick.
Yeah. Oh, no. No.
So, as we always say,
Love ya.
get home safe.
Peace.